Welcome to Section 4's discussion review for EHS 170. I asked you to discuss scope of practice and look at two issues in two very separate EMS organizations. Scope of practice is going to radically change how you're going to do paramedic or out-of-hospital care for the balance of your career. We've moved from a vocational, skill-based trade to a allied health professional service that we're going to behave more like nurses and other allied health personnel than mechanics or firemen. And this is a big change. It has implications we're going to cover in the next couple of weeks. And I appreciate the posts you made. I love Aaron's description of a Boston fire company, a Texas trooper, and two Oregon paramedics showing up on a crash in Louisiana. Under scope of practice, the issue of what they do should be less problematic than it is today. Texas had to pass emergency legislation to allow outsiders to practice in Texas, as all the paramedics and EMS personnel came down to help during the evacuation of Louisiana. Los Angeles City is the second or third largest fire-based EMS system in the United States. And being a retired fire guy, I'm still a geek about fire stuff. And they've been through some big changes since the mid-1990s when they were in a crisis in terms of providing care, and as citizens were concerned about the quality of care. The presentation you had, as Jason pointed out, is based from Local 112's side of the story. They're not through their expansion for EMS. The second 5-year plan that they're doing right now, when they're done, there'll be a paramedic transport ambulance in every fire station, and at least one fire company at every fire station will have a paramedic on it. They call it a paramedic assessment. This is different than the original 5-year plan, and even today there are some stations, Station 57 for example, which has got the busiest fire company in terms of structure fires in LA City. They also have 3 staffed transport units. At least last time I checked, there were 2 24-hour paramedic ambulances, and last year they converted the BLS ambulance from a 12-hour to a 24-hour ambulance. As a result, the number of Engine 57's calls went down by 20%. Go figure. So, and we're going to look at some other complex systems. I appreciate I've asked you to do a lot of reading about a lot of different systems the first couple of weeks. It is an immersion approach, but it's giving you an idea of just the wide scope of what ambulance transport is in the United States. Who would have thought Gold Star would still be around? I first followed it when they failed, because I had all the news articles and I was tracking it because it was such a spectacular failure. And then just shocked to discover that they're still alive and they're a FEMA contractor for transport. Unfortunately, there's a lot of examples of that. As the economy gets worse right now, we're going to see more examples of EMS systems, fire-based, third service, contract, and whatever, having more problems, either because the fuel's getting too expensive, they still can't find paramedics, or there's other issues, and we'll see what goes on. Starting next week, we're going to do a course in a course. We've got a 4-week session looking at evidence-based medicine and how it applies to EMS. Don't panic. It's just a little bit more readings. It's a section. Actually, it's what I did for my master teacher project last year, so you're stuck with it. But I think hopefully you'll find it valuable, and when we're done, you'll have a better feel for what all this research means for us. So have a great week. I'll talk to you next week.